Hi, I'd like to talk about TV films and comics, and today we're going to talk about a horror film called Blood Vessel. Blood Vessel is a new horror film that I saw on the Shudder streaming service. It's a low budget horror film, but it's not low budget done badly, I don't think. It centres around a group of people who have had their ship go down during World War II. They're allied nations, so it's Russia, Australia, England and America, which is a nice mix of people. And they find a seemingly abandoned Nazi warboat. They go on it from their life raft and they find that there are strange dead bodies on board. The bodies have got sort of veins and goo growing out of them onto the walls. It looks quite good. Then, after a lot of pottering about 40 minutes to be honest, of the hour and 40 minutes runtime, they find a coffin in the hold of the ship, and then the action sort of starts. You find out that there is a vampire in there, and it is a proper vampire. It's not a sort of guy with fake teeth. It is a big bat-headed vampire, which looks really cool, to be fair. It sits bolt upright as soon as they find it, and they start getting killed, and the vampire starts affecting them. What they do to sort of limit the vampire's movement is they lock it in a room, and it can only affect people who've been bitten. So you don't never have too much in the way of people actually having to interact with it, more interacting with its minions that are people with fangs. Which is a nice little way to get around having to deal with probably logistics of effects and costumes and things. What you get from that point onwards is a very entertaining sort of vampire horror action piece where these people are being chased around this boat, trying to work out what's going on, work out how to stop it. They've all got different backgrounds, and you know what will happen. And it's got a relatively predictable twist ending to it. I'd say it could do with having 15 minutes cut out at the front end, because then it would mean you got to the vampire action 15 minutes quicker and the film would feel a lot more satisfying. There's not really anything in the additional time before then that helps set the scene or move the matter on too much. A lot of it is a bit of padding. What I did like was the effects of the vampires. They're all good. And also the mix of different characters. As I say, you've got people from Russia, Australia, UK, America, and that feels really good. The only problem is they sort of get killed off a bit too quick, and you really needed more cannon fodder for the film. Otherwise, it's worth checking out, but just be aware that you have got to slog through a little bit at the start. And that's sort of it's what lets it down. Otherwise, it's a well-made. You know, they're doing their best to give it atmosphere with a low-budget film. So the only other thing to really say is somehow, and I don't know enough about filmmaking to know how this is, but it looks televisual, and I'm not sure if it's to do with film grains, filters, digital shooting, colour correction. I don't know, but it looks a bit televisual in certain shots, and you know that if it was on the cinema, it would look different. They would have different sort of colour grading perhaps. I don't know, but that's just something that struck me. Please feel free to let us know what your thoughts on it were. Please feel free to give us a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe, and thanks for watching.